Fulcher, second by Trustee Thompson. Roll call, please, acting clerk.
It got cold in here. You brought in this cold air. Jesus, I'm mad at you.
Vote aye.
Thompson, votes aye.
Trustee Brooks, absent. Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
You can call me.
Me?
Vote aye. All right. All right. As we left out before we went to a brief executive session, items F1, none. So consent agenda, is there anything off the consent agenda that anybody would like to have removed? If not, let's have, yes, ma'am.
I think Madam Scott said some stuff in
I can't hear you. Are you, your mic on?
Madam Scott, I think you said F2B, that some stuff was taken out.
It wasn't, it was printed when the clerk sent.
No, you said the cart, that's not.
Oh, so the cart is the only thing, but that was completely separate from the items that were listed from along here, but I did have that separately. That was around a little over 11,000. It's sold, so they couldn't hold it anymore. New cart is 25,000. I got that quote. That one was gently used. It was a little under 12, so that can be removed.
No, it's not on there.
The roller top.
I will be coming back, obviously with the board of that, but I just found out that it's fine.
It was just one of the items in there. All right. So is there a motion for item F2A, F2B, and F2C under the consent agenda? I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Lewis,
Second.
second by the entirety. Second by Trustee Thompson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis votes aye. Trustee McFadden. Votes aye. Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Absent.
Got a call.
Mayor
Check.
Rudez.
Votes aye. And we need a resolution number.
Okay, now who did that?
That would be resolution
I don't know.
Would that be May?
Hold on.
March?
Hold on.
3.
03.
It's resolution number
Okay.
for the golf course one is,
Resolution number R 2024-0. Is it the month?
All right, we'll come up with the motion number. We'll let the clerk address that, yeah.
2024. And that's A, B, and C.
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
Item G, new business. The new business items are item 1A, 1B, A, and B. The first is a resolution. Item G1A is a resolution authorizing opening of investment accounts at Illinois funds and closure of accounts previously noted. Is there a motion?
So,
Moved by Lewis,
Second.
second by Thompson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
We discussed it.
and these are the accounts that, so we can get the interest rate?
Yes,
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay.
the interest-bearing accounts.
Trustee Lewis votes aye. Trustee McFadden. Votes aye. Trustee Fulcher.
both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks. Absent. Mayor Rudez.
I concur. Votes aye.
We don't concur.
Votes aye. All right. So now we've got,
And that's item G,
1A, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to need a motion to amend item G1B, item B, and to the language, a motion to University Park, a motion to approve University Park to partner with CUB, Citizens Utility Board, to hire Richard Bailoff as co-counsel to Interior to intervene on behalf of the Village of University Park in a rate increase for water and sewer services. That is,
Second.
You're gonna have to make sure.
okay, there's a motion by Trustee Lewis, second by Trustee McFadden.
Okay. Can I get a copy of that piece that you just
Yes,
said?
I'll write it.
Because that's a lot of writing.
Now you gotta do your roll call.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get that from, Fraser, that piece. That's to a meeting.
Yes.
That's the first one.
Yeah, I saw what we're reimbursing you. I seen what we're reimbursing you. Tablecloths and some other stuff. Not Mary Lou's basket. Trustee Lewis, votes aye. Trustee McFadden.
Votes aye.
Wait a minute, who said the motion? I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. That was Thompson?
No, no one has made a motion on it. You're gonna get the language and then you make them, somebody make a motion. I read it.
This is just to amend.
I read it. Someone needs to make a motion in a second.
Okay.
Right, so we motioned and seconded, right?
Right.
To amend it only.
Right, to amend.
Who did it?
I saw Lewis amended. Lewis and McFadden. Okay, so trustee Lewis votes aye, trustee McFadden.
Votes aye.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams. Votes aye. Trustee Brooks, absent. Mayor Rudell.
Votes aye. Now it's a motion to approve. To approve.
A or B?
Motion
Hold
to
on.
approve. No, I'll give it.
Wait, I wasn't finished, right?
So do we go back to A?
Yeah, so I can't. Okay, so we'll go with item A, a motion to approve the intervention of Odelson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath to intervene in class action lawsuit. Is there a motion? That's item, the first item.
Okay, just, Mayor Rudess, could you?
Wait, I'm sorry. Where we going? I'm sorry. You may want to stick with this one, just because we're just so we don't.
Okay, so we'll just stick with item B
Just
first.
it'll be 2 seconds, just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just to explain what that is.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Just explain.
Okay.
Yes, that's, B, right?
I just want to. Sewer services. Now, this is the motion that you're going to vote on. That's it. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Need some shorthand.
Right.
I'm sorry. Trustee Fulcher, I didn't mean, I was just trying to.
Oh, no, that's, I just want him to
Okay,
just explain what each one of them is, because they don't, like the residents might not know.
so that's the motion. Somebody has to make
Now
that
you need to
motion.
call that motion for them to
Oh.
vote on, because the first one just was to amend B.
To amend
I
it to that
apologize, we
language.
skipped over it. I was rushing, but then now that motion is to, now you're making a motion. Now that you've amended this motion, you've agreed to amend it, now you gotta agree to approve.
To do the action on it, of the amendment. Okay.
So now you got,
So you want the motion?
Now you gotta read that one out though. Call that motion out.
well, actually,
I was just,
I'll do
I'm
it.
sorry.
Oh, okay, right. I was like, something like that, right?
Yeah,
I
you.
knew I went many.
All right. I need a motion to approve University Park to partner with Citizens Utility Board, otherwise known as CUB, to hire Richard Bailoff as co-counsel to intervene on behalf of the village in a rate increase for water and sewer services. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Trustee Thompson. It's moved by Thompson, second by Lewis.
That was Gina.
Williams. Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Lewis votes aye. Trustee McFadden.
Votes aye.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams. Votes aye. Trustee Brooks. Absent. Mayor Rudis.
Votes aye. Okay, let me know when you're ready, Madam Clerk.
Do I need a resolution number?
We'll get a resolution number. All right, now we're going to go right back to motion. To a motion to improve the intervention of Odelson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath to intervene in the class action lawsuit. Is there a motion? Motion?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis,
Second.
second by Thompson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Hold on, Mayor Rudolph, but these are the ones that you just explained what these two are.
Okay, item A is a motion to improve the intervention of Odelson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath to intervene in the class action lawsuit. That means that now, with the board's action, that they will give us, the village, an opportunity to also be an active participant in the class action lawsuit, which can also turn out to be an award for the village and individuals in the class of the Village of University Park. That's what that item A is. And item B is a motion for the residents to understand that it's also, we're fighting with CUB, the Citizens Utility Board, to fight against a water rate and sewer increase. So those what the two motions are, defending our residents from the predatory company as Aqua. That's what that's for.
Thank you.
And the A is for the Zimmerman, correct?
Yes. Yes, Trustee Williams. All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis votes aye. Trustee McFadden.
Votes aye.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams. Votes aye. Trustee Brooks. Absent. Mayor Rudis.
Aye. All right. That does it. Thank you, guys. Let's continue to fight against these companies. We definitely don't want a rate increase.
No.
And we're not going to sit still neither. All right, I need the bills payable. Anybody got an extra copy of the bills payable? I don't have it. You got the packet? All right.
Excuse me, I did have a concern why we didn't have the EAP thing on here.
We voted for that.
You got to ask
voted
Manager Scott.
Oh, it sure is not on.
Because we had suspended everything, we brought everything back, but that's not back. So is that coming back since that's part of the union contract?
The employee assistance.
The employee assistance.
Yeah, the EAP.
So we do plan on putting that for the upcoming board meeting next week for the Committee of the Whole. There were some questions regarding the EAP in regards to maybe who handled it. I think maybe there was some confusion about whether Cliff handled that or dealt with that, his company, but that's totally separate. It's something that is in the union contract, so it's something that should be honored. And we do need to get that going as soon as possible. So we do need EAP program. Leslie had also mentioned, I guess Blue Cross Blue Shield had some type of something they could offer. So I suggested instead of having this one thing on the EAP program, the Cure Links, and not having the other one, and it wasn't on the agenda, to take it off and put it for the for upcoming meeting next week. So that will be on the agenda to answer your question,
Okay,
Trustee. You're welcome.
All right. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that occurred on January 24th, 2024 through March 5th, 2024. General Fund, 426,569. Road and Bridges, 7,004.89. Town Center Fund, 5,882 and 72. Capital Project Fund, 35,643.74. Motor Fuel Fund, 9,169 and 01. TIF 5, 1,650. TIF 7, 277.50. Payroll Fund, 8,925 and 86, with a grand total of 495,122 and 72. Is there a motion?
Move.
Moved by Fulcher,
Second.
second by Williams. Questions?
I have one question. So for our tenants in the town center, we pay their utilities?
I couldn't hear you.
We should not be paying their utilities.
Do we pay their utilities?
We should not be paying their utilities. They're responsible for their own utilities. I've been reviewing, not only the utilities, but also their contracts for efficacy. So I have had conversations with some tenants that have been behind on their rent about coming current, putting them on payment plans, so we'll see if they adhere to that. We have had people who lease from the town center that skipped out on their utility bills. So I can't do anything about what happened from years ago prior to me getting here, but I did request and reach out to some of the tenants and let them know that they need to make sure that the utilities are in their name and they need to come current.
Thank you.
All right. All right, any other? Roll call.
Yeah,
ma'am.
hold on, I
Okay,
have-
I'm sorry.
I have a-
Sorry, Trustee Fulcher.
So I was looking at the Homewood Disposal Service. There's a lot of bills, it was two things that had this, a lot of bills from past months.
Yes.
Why? What's going
I
on?
did have conversations with personnel. That individual that receives those bills in Public Works was not submitting it in a timely manner. When I asked that employee, they just said that it was just on their desk, they forgot about it. So I did have a conversation with Human Resources and that employee.
Okay, because this is July, August, September, October, November,
Yes.
Yeah,
December.
that's awful.
And they're fine.
Okay, same thing with IMED, that was another one that had,
Yeah, so that one I don't know, we were trying to figure out how it was getting paid, meaning was it through ACH, was it through a check? I didn't really get clarification on that, but we did pay that. And it was someone's fee.
so that's cleared up on,
That is cleared up.
so, IMED. Then, hold on, try to see without my glasses. One moment, it's another one. G-Force Automotive.
Which one is that?
G-Force Automotive, what is this one for?
G-Force, that's for our heating and cooling units.
The what?
Heating and cooling, so when there's issues when it comes to fire department, we might use Amber Mechanical, we use G-Force, we've had issues with a lot of the heating and cooling going on in the town center, and just issues in general with heating going out, fire department, a lot of this equipment here is really old, and it's really expensive. Each unit has its own heating system here, and then G-Force can talk to the other.
Yeah, currently we use G-Heating and then G-Force. G-Force is what we use for our ambulances. Yes, and they're very confusing, but those bills that are coming in, those are specific to our two older ambulances. We run 3 ambulances in this town. One is newer, the other 2 are an issue, and we're just trying to maintain them. If we even went out to buy an ambulance right now, today, the delivery date is over 2 years away.
Wow.
So that will be, I will give you guys a heads up, I will be coming to you guys with a proposal and a plan how to get us through maintaining these 2 ambulances, as you'll see from them, to get us through, just to get us a new one. So that's something we'll be presenting within the next month or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do it all the time. It's constant. But yes, we do have some heating and air conditioning issues. We've also started with some plumbing issues based on just the age of the building. Correct.
Okay, and question for we had some roof repairs on the 90 Town Center. That was over the... Right, but I thought we just got the roof done. That's my question. Doesn't our insurance cover it or contract? But what about the work that the company did? What is the guarantee, lifetime guarantee that they provide? Because I think we just got it done with, what did we get it done, like 5 years?
2019,
I think it was done, but it was patched. It wasn't.
I thought they did a whole new roof.
Okay, now, when Ms. E came into office, they did do work, because I remember somebody asked her, how did she meet these people? The guy dropped the card down to her, he was up on the ladder. But nevertheless, it was during that time, and I remember it was like over 80 grand to get it fixed. But yeah, that was whatever year.
Like 19 or 20.
19 or 20, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was 20, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. What? Oh, come on, man.
The raccoons. The raccoons.
You gotta get smithereen.
And it did extensive damage. So, yeah, it's causing leaks. So we had to,
Raccoons dangerous. What would they get in?
Okay,
They look
see, I
like
knew it kinda
bandits.
just happened, like the roof got done. So I was wondering about the insurance or the worker guarantee.
No, they don't.
I'm sorry, I can't read.
Yeah, me too. I had them up in the attic.
But Trustee Fulcher's right, we need to see the name of that company and how long their
It should be guaranteed, something.
warranty or something should be.
Not if it was patchwork, and then insurance companies don't pay for regular maintenance. You have to maintain it.
But it was more than patchwork, it was over 80 grand. And they had got the money from the Clorox company. We took that money from out that Clorox company and got it approved.
So I understand raccoon damage, but I'm just saying if something else, is it the warranty, just to make sure we do have a warranty? Do we have a warranty on it or something? Because we're paying for it.
Yeah, because that roof, we need to, actually, that's why the whole roof, because I think it was $800,000.
I'm not sure.
But they got buckets in there for the rain.
Okay, those were my questions.
All right, that's it. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis, both sides. Trustee McFadden.
both sides.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams. Both sides. Trustee Brooks, absent. Mayor Rudolph.
Votes aye. All right, that does it. Any reports from any of you guys? Chief, Richards, anything?
We did that the last
2 seconds? Absolutely.
Time's up.
Thanks, Mayor and Trustees. I had a couple things I wanted to get across to you guys, or just to let you guys know. We did receive a donation from the Village of Tinley Park of 11 CPR dummies.
Say again?
11 CPR dummies. So the key thing about these dummies, these CPR dummies, or mannequins they're called, we can now educate more people at one time than we've ever been able to. We only had 4, so now we're up to a 4 plus 11. So this was a huge donation from them. I believe they were cycling out some of their old ones, and then they just said, hey, do you guys want them? So this was huge for us. Another quick thing is IDPH came out for their yearly inspection. All 3 of our ambulances did phenomenal, which is expected, but it's just nice when they come out, they do a complete audit of all of our ambulances. So that was completed last month and it's done. And then recently, on some kind of a unique one, we had 2 of our paramedics that received a life-saving award in Park Forest. So we do a lot of work with our area communities. We were dispatched with an ambulance to assist Park Forest because their ambulances were all down for a person not breathing. Upon arrival, they worked together with the Park Forest units that did arrive, and the gentleman walked out and is alive today. So they were, there was a presentation last month on the 17th in Park Forest for both of them. So it was really cool to see that they worked with another community and the gentleman is still alive today. So it was, I don't have both of their names in front of me. Yeah, sorry, I apologize for that. Just some up-and-coming events or projects that we're working on right now is we have a digital switchover that's going real well, and then we have our 2 new hires are coming up. On March 11th, 2 of them will be proposed to the Fire and Police Commission for approval, and if they give me approval, I can work with the village manager on a start date for 2 more. So we're moving forward trying to get that done. On that digital radio thing, I had also talked to Park Forest. They had some radios that they had selling to us that they were not using, and we saved about $13,000 from them helping us out. So we spent $1,200 for radios that would almost cost us $15,000. So.
Very good.
Will you guys offer CPR classes to the residents?
So when working with the village manager, our goal was to knock out all the village.
Speaking your mic.
And then with a limited number down to 11,
okay.
we can probably knock everyone out, and then through a plan with the village manager, we can find funding to maybe present it to the village residents. So that was our,
I had to take class.
and I was sitting at, having 15 dummies, so we can really knock out.
You can really get into it.
That is ultimately.
Microphone on. You're not speaking in them.
I want to say one thing. Ms. Scott, can we give commendations as a board if the board all agrees to those fire personnel who won those, official, commendation? Thank you.
Yep.
I asked Village Manager Scott if we could give official commendation from the board for those fire personnel who won those awards. Yes.
Can I give a suggestion? If everything goes well with our 2 new candidates coming in, the night we swear them in, we can have that all done at one time. That'd be great. So this way we can have all our guys here and it would be awesome. Yep. No problem.
Awesome.
Life is precious.
Can you give me that word, the whole word just said?
I have a copy for you.
That's all I know how to say. You can copy that. Have the date already that it's going to be?
No, not yet. Yeah, they're going to go for proposed approval on March 11th, next week.
Okay.
All right, anything, Chief Mitchell?
Got a couple things, now that you did all that. The Police Department recently assisted Dot Foods with their annual intrusion safety inspection. Dot Foods, just like many of our other large warehouses, have to complete an annual inspection through the state and through the federal government, basically because of what happened in Aurora, to make sure that they're safe. So the Police Department personnel assisted them in their intrusion safety inspection. It went fine. The Police Department also has 2 officers that have been nominated for the Life Saving Award through the Illinois Chiefs. We'll find out in late April whether or not they won the award, but they've been nominated and recognized by the Illinois Chiefs. So keep your fingers crossed to see whether or not they get it. The Police Department, we have received 4 new MDTs and 10 Cradle Point routers through a grant that we received through Laraway Communications. Those MDTs laptop computers in the cars, mobile data terminals. As you know, each squad car has a computer in the car that the officers do their work through. And computer technology, 3 years, it's outdated. And so we have quite a few older computers in our squad cars. Also, the Cradle Points, those are routers, those are internet routers that are hooked directly into the cars. They are the best and most secure way to have that data link between the computer and, leads and our CAD system and our records management system. And so these things are not cheap, but they're the best way to go forward. They're hardwired into the car, they're secure, they're 5G technology. These are the type of items that the federal government uses. Our data and our records will be even more secure from in our squad cars. And lastly, thanks to the fire department, every member of the police department, including our civilian personnel, are up to date with their CPR training. They had not had it in quite a few years. And so that went along with, the CPR training went along with us being able to deploy those 10 AEDs that were donated to us by IHI. And so that goes a long way towards helping us provide a service to citizens. And last, up-tempo training is ongoing with the police department. Our guys are going to more training. We're trying to get them out there because, as you know, the state requires that we have to have so many hours of training every year, and it goes towards your certifications and your licensing. So that ends my report.
All right, thank you so much. If there's no one else.
So, Chief, do you all give residents training on the AEDs?
That would be the fire department.
Oh, fire department.
Yeah. What we'll do is, in planning with the village manager, we can do CPR and AED certification training, and what's nice is they're all coming in digital cards. So as long as we can kind of put this plan together and be able to budget it, it's something we can do for both. They're separate. Yeah, we'd like to do one. I mean, it could get as advanced as, like first aid and all that other stuff, but we want to just roll out CPR and AED.
One last thing I forgot, one last thing in my report. As part of my position as a chairperson of the Legislative Committee for South Suburban Chiefs and vice chair of the Legislative Committee for the Illinois Chiefs, I'll be attending Lobby Day tomorrow at the state capitol, where we'll be engaging our state lawmakers in matters that affect local law enforcement. Many of you may know there were several bills that were passed that directly affects us. One bill that was submitted would have made it completely impossible for us to perform traffic stops. For speeding, no lights, no registration, reckless driving, those type of things. It would have made it completely impossible for us to do it. Actually, it made it illegal. It's been filed, and then there's another bill, a companion bill that does essentially the same thing. Where these bills have been filed by some of our state lawmakers. I'll tell you offline. It is. So Representative Slaughter.
Slaughter?
Yeah. And then there are a couple other companion bills that go a bit farther. Essentially what they want us to do is not be proactive. They want us to wait for calls to come out. We're calling it Safety Act 2.0. Because they really don't, the sponsors of these bills don't want us to be proactive. They want us to wait for something to happen and then respond, as opposed to taking the initiative and going out and looking for it.
Right.
We have a list of talking points that we will be taking with us downstate, and we'll be engaging. It'll be a large cadre of us. Last year was about 30, 40 of us. It's going to be even bigger this year. And we'll be engaging not only our individual lawmakers from our districts, but lawmakers in the leadership from other districts to hopefully have some impact on these bills that are going out there. Some of them are quite regressive, and they will have a significant impact on our ability to police.
Yeah.
All right. Well, send her an email.
Yes, I can.
Say, safe travels on the road, and you guys do your thing. All right, is there a motion for adjournment? Oh, I'm sorry, Mayoral.
Good evening. Okay, so basically the bulk load of what I've done in the last month is supporting departments. I have been extensively working on the spring and summer newsletter under the direction of the mayor. Also, been working with the golf course as far as creating event registration forms, vendor forms, golf course workflow, the marketing, including the rentals and the menus, troubleshooting equipment, created publications for most calendar of special events upcoming for 2024, with the support of the village manager, working with social media posting for Remembering Fire Chief Brian Chelios, Mayor Joseph E. Rudez at the White House, supporting the Chicago Police Department, the University Park Police Department, celebrating Black History Month, and create a Women's History Month, and then also, which he caused us to go ahead and do the village postings for that, so with his initiatives, and then also employment postings and job descriptions, et cetera, for human resources.
Thank you so much. Chris?
So what I've been working on is we started the 21 audit initial stages of planning that out with the auditors, so that will be starting soon, and then we started working through all your TIF 5s that's closing out to make the final payments to close that. And then filing everything for 20's audit with all the required disclosure reportings. FY20, so April 30th, 20 is filing all those final items with the comptroller and the TIFs and the Cook County debt disclosures, and then the 21 starting scheduling with the auditor and sending them all the stuff that we created for them to do their work.
Y'all got a separate web page, or that's on our web page?
Well, that's on the
We just got the 20 audit report 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I didn't know y'all had
They just finished.
I gotta go on there and look then.
Yeah.
University Park Police Department have a separate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've never been on it.
Yeah, we got on the webpage.
Yeah, sure.
So a lot of stuff we'll put out there, a lot of information.
Okay, I'm gonna get on there and start clicking.
Once the audit starts, it's a very long and drawn-out process for the auditors to do all of their stuff, because what's normal, I have, in my experience, I've seen audits take anywhere between 9 to 12 months or more. It's just the nature of an audit, and the other problem is a lot of audit firms, they don't have staffing. So it comes down to, do you have someone to get on that audit? And if you send us something, let's say today, and then we get it to you tomorrow, then it's a continuous process of they send a request, you have to put in the time to pull the request, and then if you don't get it to them, like let's say the next day, because you have to get all the documents available, they aren't scheduled out for another available day until 3-4 weeks later. It's a very long out process. A lot of the audits, for a lot of auditing firms and accounting firms in general, they are very short-staffed, and they're all experiencing staffing delays and pushing of tasks.
Okay, so. Bear with me. Let me see if this program.
So this is the technology report from Mr. Bolton. Police Department, CAD 3.0 system. We've completed the migration to Leads 3.0 for the computers at the station. This interface, however, is something different. This is the interface that the PD's CAD system uses to communicate with the state PI. Will County is in charge of that, and per Will County lead support, referenced below, Will County is in the process of testing that interface. We will have an open ticket with Will County ID Help Desk for a status update on the interface upgrades. To date, we are compliant and up and running until future updates are pushed out by Will County. VLAN updates. Connected remotely to the network, switch to configure VLAN and network switch. The new port configurations to University Park's network switch and firewall to configure new VLAN for surveillance, DVRs, and cameras protocols. VLAN for additional network access also being configured to handle increased remote and security traffic. Then he put something about internal access. Separate VLAN was created for Axon body cam being configured and tested. Your live scan was still pointing to and sending transactions to the old SFTP server, which is scheduled to be retired on the 31st, I believe. I think that's October. He put 101/31/2024. Finished the transition to the new server and able to transmit to the Illinois State Police ABIS SFTP server. MDT support units had had an issue with the absolute secure access connection and net motion for new MDT. Will County has been experiencing issues with the department software, which keeps failing at 99% install. Continuing to work on the solution with support so we can deploy these units and prepare for new ones. He's also working with Mass 360 and Apple Business Manager. So I'll update this. He goes into a little more detail. He's saying that they're working on patching and updating the antivirus server to help and defend as much as possible against malware, spyware, viruses, and malicious hacking. This takes place every morning and evening as a result. I will say I send Daryl emails probably every 3 days, things that don't look familiar. I got one today saying our Comcast bill was late, but it was this weird company and it was telling me to click on this. So anything that looks suspicious like that, I don't even bother to open. I send to him to confirm first. I also have a report here from Matt Stacy. Just give me one moment, please. Okay, so this is Matt Stacy's report. He's been working with the village manager with getting Salt Buildings area ready for install of the new building, which is set to begin on February 27th, 2024. He worked with Verizon to install GPS in the Public Works vehicles, which has been completed. He also worked with myself and the Illinois Department of Public Health to complete the nitrite water samples for the golf course, which were due. He's looking into pricing for two-way radios for Public Works Department. They really should have these two-way walkie-talkies so we know where they are at all times. It's a lot easier. It also is more cost-effective than everybody having cell phones, so he's working on that. He's looking at two-way radios over cell service versus having to get a license from the FCC. He worked at the golf course with getting the repairs done. So the basement flooded. The golf carts that were in there were underwater. There's just been ongoing issues. A lot of our buildings are old, so he had to go over there and drain that out. The sump pumps were not working over there, 2 sump pumps, so those have been replaced by Public Works. He said that he had to take the carts out. Frozen and broken pipes were repaired, shutting down the pressure tank at the golf garage, getting into the garage to see what equipment is left in there. And I was over there with him, and we really cleaned out that basement and got out of stuff that literally was like from the 80s out of that basement. He met with Antero Group on Sandra Drive about the sewer issue in the middle of the street and the cave-in issue at the inlet end by the creek. Had a live televised crew to see the condition of the sewer main. That was Calumet City Plumbing that came out, and to see what it would take for repairs to be done. So we're waiting on the cost estimate to come in for that repair. That's really important that we get that repaired too, because buses go over that, meaning school buses, PACE buses, and it's literally beginning to cave there from years of just neglect. He also met with me to go over the enterprise vehicles and get an updated list. Some of the list was outdated. We also went out and looked for equipment for the golf course, riding mowers, greens mowers, tee mowers, fairways, along with the hand tools to keep the maintenance done at the golf course. He also had conversation with staff at Glenwood Golf Course. He sat in on meetings with the village manager for streets that the village would like to get paved, went over the condition and also with the curb curb drain conditions were like as well. Sat in on a meeting with the village manager and Randall from Antero with CMAP on the project for street replacement on University Parkway at Governor's Highway. He also went out and got pricing for street poles and arms because now there's a couple more light poles that are out. There were 22 originally when he started. I think there's around 24 now that need to be replaced, including the one that was hit right outside of Governor's State. I think that was yesterday or the day before. And he also went out and looked at tool fuel management companies because we're looking to get locks on the gas. So originally I had asked someone from Public Works to help me with that, and they started but didn't finish. And so at any rate, that's Matt's report. For the gas. All the, we have 3 locations for gas pumps.
Is that a,
We had the basement totally flooded. So we had to take all the golf carts out. They had to, Public Works came over because they had to assist in draining the water. Matt actually by hand because they wanted to pressure wash it, but we didn't have a pressure washer, so Matt cleaned it all by hand and swept out all the water. And we also had to install new sump pumps. So fortunately, it didn't come off of the village having to charge that against our insurance. It was covered under that insurance company, under the insurance for the golf cart company. So we have brand new golf carts. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. But that was already in the works. And that's part of an ongoing contract that's just, in existence with, I can't even think of the name right now, but Nadler. So the golf carts came, they're beautiful, but fortunately, they were really cool with us. We didn't have to pay for any damage for the golf carts. We just had to, repair our...
is that report written? You have that written in there?
Yeah, I have that report.
Can you email it?
I sure can.
Okay, thank you.
And then I have another report. This is from Antero. So advanced Phase 1 engineering of the Abbott and Amherst reconstruction projects, advanced approval of MFT expenditures, salt shed, rock salt, University Parkway resurfacing, supported the implementation of the village's TOD plan, advanced Metro Station project, support project oversight of Regal Farm design build, University Parkway side path, Phase 1 engineering, Veterans Memorial Garden, golf course deck replacement, University Parkway resurfacing, Phase 1 engineering, Regal Farm Stage 2 improvement, salt shed replacement and demolition complete, Regal Farm site master plan, Pine Lake Park, White House demolition, ARPA closeout, provided development plan review support as needed, supported the village in addressing ongoing water and sewer issues as needed. So that deals with the part that Matt was just talking about. Also, we went over to Pine Trace Court and paid a visit to Mr. Adcock, who had concerns about his street. We went over there, and so that deals with that. Ongoing developer engagement support, ongoing agency coordination support, advanced the creation of a partial water and sewer atlas, advanced involuntary annexation based on guidance from village attorneys, ongoing technical assistance and project management as directed by the village manager, supported grant management and reporting requirements, explored projects for the following funding opportunities, Invest in Cook, which is currently in progress, CMAP Local Technical Assistance Program, which is in progress, ECC BG EV Charging Station Grant in process, Asylum Seekers Grant IDHS, and Homes for a Changing Region. Completed the Abbott Lane Phase 1 engineering design for reconstruction, complete the Amherst Lane Phase 1 engineering design for reconstruction, advance implementation of the village's TOD plans and incentive study, advance funding and priorities for 2024, advance Metro Station project, support project oversight of Regal Farm design build, University Parkway Phase 1 engineering, Veterans Memorial Garden, golf course deck replacement, University Parkway resurfacing Phase 1 engineering, design, support the advancement of the ARPA lead pipe replacement project, provide development plan review support as needed, support the village and village manager in addressing ongoing water and sewer issues as needed, some of this, advance the creation of water and sewer atlas to the extent feasible, and I think that's it. Okay.
Wow.
Now, my report. I'm gonna make this quick.
Did he ever go to
So we received $50,000 from the Department of Economic Development for costs associated with Regal Farm revitalization for the master site plan. So that would include the program maintenance, expansion, things of that nature. So I have meetings every month. I think I've had about 2 this month with Seek Design as far as what it would look like as far as paint colors of the kitchen, the flooring, the wood floors, things of that nature, also the sconces, so things like that we're getting into now. We have completed the 2020 audit finally after a lot of back and forth with WUPC, and we are in the preliminary discussion, we meaning Chris Mirabali and myself with WUPC regarding the 2021 audit, what that would look like, and the beginning of gathering of information. There were several lights out in the Metro lot. Matt failed to put that on his report, but there were 5 lights out. Meade came out and replaced them. Also, as Trustee Lewis stated previously, you beat me to the punch, those stairs have been replaced. We've had extensive meetings with Roya from Metro. We have them every month, multiple times a month regarding the progress of the Metro station. So we've had those meetings as well. We had a big meeting with Robinson Engineering, specifically the owner, and Jonathan Flowers, Mayor Rudez, regarding the upcoming meeting in DC. So Mayor Rudez went to DC on his own, good job, and interrupted a big meeting at the White House with the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, and brought attention to the water issue going on. He literally interrupted his speech. And Pete Buttigieg, the mayor, made comment, correct me if I'm wrong because I wasn't there, that he made a comment about how the lead water levels were higher than that of Flint, Michigan, and Pete Buttigieg said he didn't even hear about University Park. So afterwards, some of the cabinet members and people, some of Pete Buttigieg's handlers came over to the mayor, asked for his contact information, so he ended up receiving a follow-up email regarding that. So we were invited to come back. Well, the mayor was, and I'm tagging along with Robinson Engineering to basically put together a project complete with photos, articles, things of that nature, and we're going to ask for a lot of money. I'm going to be honest, we're going to do a big ask, and we're going to ask for several things. So we've been working to outline what that looks like, the course of action and the strategy moving forward, and that would include a long-term range plan for the university. For University Park.
The conversation is about bringing a new water source and getting our own infrastructure. So the ask is to start off with $20 million.
10 to 20 million for the first phase.
We should start working in phases, and I was pretty much assured that if we can meet the criteria, we can start slowly but surely transitioning. But it's a big project. It's over $130 million, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bringing in the new infrastructure.
Or more, yeah, so they want to hear everything, all the details. We have a very small window that they told us we'd be meeting specifically on the federal level with the Environmental Protection Agency and some of the cabinet members. So it's really exciting to represent the village and to get across the significance and the struggle of what the community went through. And also I encourage everyone to please fill out that complaint form with the ICC. It's really important that you provide those complaints, because from what I understand, they haven't really gotten many. So if you can please put it out there, everybody on Facebook, and tell the community. Anytime you come in contact with residents, please ask them to put that up, because that's a really big deal. So at any rate, Robinson Engineering, the owner, will be with us to speak to the EPA, and we have, I believe it's 2 time slots. It's for maybe, I think, an hour and a half each time. I can't remember the exact time, so we will be prepared for that. Most people know, I know everyone knows on this board, but for those that are listening in the community, we won a huge victory with Aqua. Judge Anderson ruled that Bert Odelson was able to intervene on behalf of the village. And as many people are aware, aware, this stems from the People versus Aqua. This is something that's been looming over the village for years. So that's huge because that case really dealt with compliance. So to allow BERT to intervene is a big win for the community. We also I spoke with someone the other day regarding a heating and a cooling center for the community. I know that when I got here, there were issues with the fire department being able to accommodate, residents in that space, especially when they go out for call, safety, just, leaving residents there may not be the wisest choice. So we're looking at partnering with a nonprofit to go after some funding to build a heating and cooling center and just a space in the community for people to gather if there's emergency. So we have another meeting coming up, but I did bring a gentleman to the table to discuss that. Also, the golf course deck has finally started. It was slated to start in November, but we had issues with that construction company. I did reach out to them and have conversation. So they've started that. They've told me that should be done within the next week. Also, the salt shed, as Matt said in his report, it's being installed. One of the foundation blocks shattered, so they had to order a new one. It wasn't by our fault. That crane or whatever it is that has the hand device, when they were using it, the company who's installing it, it dropped out of those mechanical hands, so that's on them. So they have to bring a new one, but we're hoping that will be done probably within the next week. We've also been reviewing possible grants for all departments, police, fire. I've talked to Chief Richards about maybe us looking into some grants to assist not only with things that are needed for the fire department, but also to hire personnel and to cover that. There's grants that will cover employee personnel hiring. It doesn't cover the benefits, but it covers the entry-level salary. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. Also, I've been reviewing golf course forms, including prices and menus with NEVA. We've been exploring different municipalities as well as other privately owned golf courses, and keeping in mind that we don't want to outprice the community. So trying to be conservative, but really reviewing that because some of the prices are so outdated, there's just no way. So we're in the process of doing that. I also interviewed golf course maintenance personnel, meaning people who would maintain the grounds. I've gotten some referrals from individuals, so I'm in the process of putting together that crew, which will consist of a crew of about 4 or 5 people that will be cutting the grass 6 days a week. Randall and I had a meeting with CMAP for technical assistance. So that technical assistance will provide support for grants, strategic and long-term sustainability goals for the village. And we also applied for the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus support for asylum seekers. It was supposed to be something that was supposed to take about a week. They told us we had 2 days to get it in. It's now boiled over into 3 weeks. Hopefully we'll be hearing something from them soon. We were trying to get some assistance with housing for the asylum seekers as far as just continuing what the state is already doing, which is providing them with funding. But I was told just a couple days ago that that's not possible because they originally had 6 months to provide housing assistance for them, funding. It was condensed to 3 months recently by whatever mandate they put in place. And they said they do not want us to use that money to help them extend it because of the fact that then everybody will say, well, what about us? You know, the other asylum seekers that maybe didn't get it outside of University Park. But in the original grant, it did say housing assistance, but they've decided to change that. So we're looking into other things. Some of the things that we're able to charge off is, for example, my salary, the amount of time that I've spent dealing with this grant. We've had maybe 5, 6 meetings now regarding this with Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, and so I get to charge that off a percentage of Randall, for example, her engineering costs for the time that she spends on this. We're looking to get a community person liaison that's bilingual. They said it needs to be a bilingual person that will be able to communicate and basically effectively work with emergency responders and different people in the village that work within the village if need be. And all this money for that grant will have to be expended by June 30th, and also to have a food pantry for them. So those are some of the things. What else here? The village kicked off a special financing study with the RTA to support the development of the TOD area at the metro station. We've been having ongoing meetings with them. That's actually been going on for months. We actually had a meeting with them today with Robert Morris from the RTA. So they've asked us for some financials now as it relates to our TIFs and things like that. What else? Regal Farm, I discussed that. There's actually roughly 20 economic development projects going on, including bringing a possible fast food restaurant. CarMax is coming, and I think there's an NDA for one, so we can't discuss that. But we have a lot of expansion projects going on, like Sweet Life that's been in our industrial for a few years. They just had a huge press announcement. They're based out of Florida, so they're one of the now major players in providing cane sugar and organic sugar throughout the Midwest. So they're doing an expansion there. Also, I was deposed recently regarding TIF 5, so we are coming current on all of this. We're going to work on getting that worked out, and also, just so the board is aware, I have been paying out the TIFs as we receive the request for TIF 5, and we're making good on that, on those agreements. So those are agreements that were put in place. It's nothing that requires board action. It needs to be paid out so that we avoid litigation. So that's the end of my report. Oh, yeah, that's right. And I can't remember everything. We also have an upcoming meeting to have a kiosk for Will County in Village Hall for workforce development, where people can come, look for jobs, apply. So, yeah, and if anybody else remembers anything that I left off. But, yeah, there's a lot happening in the village. It's really exciting. So that's it. That's the end of my report. And I'll forward these reports.
So I had some conversations with Secretary of State today. So they're going to be coming out next week. They're going to be looking at 12, 14, and 16 as a possible location here in the town center for these services. As we all know, there's not a location here in East County.
Right.
And I've got our secretary of executive here, so he's going to send the site person out next week. Take it next Thursday and evaluate the 12, 14, and 16 sites. Yeah, that's where the old
Those three that are.
Where those three big things are, yeah. Ample parking for it works. All right. Oh, go ahead, Trustee Williams, then Trustee Thompson.
All I want to say is, she doing the darn thing. That's all I can say to that. I mean, woo-wee.
I just want to say hello to the residents, but it's crucial that we vote. So early voting is already started. If you need information about voting times and locations, dates, you can go online to www.willcountyclerk.gov, or you can call them at 815-740-4615. Please vote. It's critical. It does affect you. You think it doesn't, but it does. And also, I'd like to, in the presence of the residents, electronically, I would like to give an idea to the residents. So the mayor is going to have the village newsletter, but it's going to be mostly about the mayor. So maybe we can have a trustee newsletter so we can let you know what we're doing to improve your quality of life. So trustees, start thinking. Thank you.
We could be.
Trustee Thompson over there.
If you have an article, submit it. Right.
815-740-4615. And then the website is www.willcountyclerk.gov.
Right. I got that in the mail. They sent us a big pull-out.
Okay. All right, I would just like to say to the parents who are looking for private schools with Christian education, Faith Movers Academy has an early registration open house for FMA. FMA is located in Faith Movers Church. We have early registration starting February 19th. The regular registration starts March 18th. That's it. Faith Movers Academy, and it's inside of Faith Movers Church at 425 Exchange. Oh, the grade levels, pre-K through elementary school. All right, okay, thanks.
Is there a motion for adjournment?
Yes.
Our person having to say Trustee Lewis is doing the best that she can take the notes. So if there's anything like Richards and Mitchell, just send their comments and emails.
And the telephone book that Scott did.
We're just paying out the
All right, motion to adjourn. Moved by Trustee